Hello, and welcome to Reading Between the Lines. I'm your host, the Water Dog, and today we're looking at our third edition of MasterCards that don't cost you any pull to play. This is going to be our last section on this particular topic, and so we're going to get right to it. So let's get to the very first card. Our first card is Gerd Minions. It's a MasterCard, came out in Jihad in 1994. There are currently 15 decks in the TWD database. So it's just a regular old MasterCard. It says move any number of blood counters from your pool to one or more vampires you control. Now, this is a good little card. It can go into any deck. It'll just play in any deck. And I would even say, because I'm really a casual player. I'm not like really a tournament player, so I like to try different things. But it'll go in any deck. Just put one in your deck and see how it goes. Because the great thing is it allows you to refill. So it's really good with a weenie deck, especially if you're playing like a dominate deck. Okay, and I love weenie dominate, especially I like to play with like 3-cap vampires. Okay, 3-cap is what I really like. It's like my favorite number when I'm playing with weenies. And so what you can do then is you can put Gerd Minions. But you can use a lot of things to help you with your weenie. So, for example, you put a lot of Dominant Masters cards in there, and then you just simply go to town with Govern the Unaligned. Okay? Just simply go to town and Govern Under the Line. And then you can then, in conjunction with Gerd Minions, you can play a great trifle, which is Life in the City. Okay? To get some extra blood put back on your vampires. And then if you need to do even more, you can simply do the Gerd Minions, because now you're using your pool. So it's just a really good card. Another way to play it as well, once again, you can use this with any clan, is to do a lot of Embrace. So let's say if you're doing a lot of Embrace and you're going to put, like, let's say you've got 5 or 6 Embraced out there, you're doing a lot of Kanbun voting to gain pool, and you're then trying to bleed with all these Embraced. Of course, those Embraced are going to take damage. But then back to your unlock, when they've got no blood on them, you just use your Gerd Minions to fill them right back up, and then, do that. So you can just kind of bleed over and over and over, and then do a Kanbun, bleed, Gerd Minions. It's really, really good with that type of thing. So I think Gerd Minions is worth a shot. At least a one of, because it's just a great backup card. Because how many times have you found yourself with, 1 to 2 vampires that've got no blood on it, and you don't have a blood doll, or you don't have a vessel, and you're wanting to take actions besides hunting. So it's a good card for that. Try Gerd Minions. Our next card is Antidiluvian Awakening. It's a unique master. Came out in Dark Sovereigns in 1995. There are currently 53 decks in the TWD database. So it is a unique master. It states, put this card in play during each Methuselah's unlock phase. He or she burns 1 pool, or he or she may burn a vampire he or she controls with a capacity 4 or more to burn this card. All right. What do I like about this card? That it just does damage. It does damage. Okay. Now, you're going to take damage, but it doesn't matter, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to just do damage, to everybody and force people to make decisions. And so what's nice about this is that, somebody's going to have to give up a vampire. They're going to have to give up a vampire. And so this is really good for me, for like once again, I'm going to go back to weenies, a weenie Anarch deck. It's really great. Once again, low cap vampires. And so you're doing a lot of things like that. So you're throwing in things like an Anarch Revolt. Another good little small cap vampire that really plays well with this is a FIFA the Herald. That's another little good vampire that does that. But my favorite style of playing with this card is to play a Nosferatu non-bleed deck. That's right, you heard me say that, a Nosferatu non-bleed deck. And so what you do is you take your Nosferatus and you're going to put into your deck, besides the Antidiluvian Awakening, which I would put about 4, maybe 5 in that deck. You're going to put Creeping Sabotage. You're going to put Army of Rats. You're going to put Judgment Camarilla Segregation. You're going to put Dragonbound. Anything that hits people for pull. Anything that just hits them for pull. And especially your prey. And so you're forcing them to do things like that. So I love it in the fact that you can do the type of damage that you want to do. And they're thinking, well, he's not bleeding me. Why is he not bleeding me? Well, it's because I'm doing all these other type of damage. And in order to defend my board state, of course, I'm playing Nosferatu. You know what that means? I'm going to have combat. So I love it for a Nosferatu non-bleed deck where you're just doing damage, this environmental type of damage type of things to the other Methuselahs, and it's just a fun way of playing. Once again, like I said, I'm a casual player, so I always like to try to figure out casual ways of doing things, okay? And so Antidiluvian Awakening is a fun way to do damage. Our last card is Dance Macabre. It is a master card. Came out in 3rd edition in 2006. There's currently only 10 decks in the TWD database, and that really completely surprises me. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because this is a water dog card. This is a water dog card. I love this card. This is a great card, and I'm actually quite surprised that there's not that many winning decks from the TWD database just not using this card. I just think it's a wonderful card. But in any case, let's talk about it. It's a master card. Choose a ready Sabbat vampire you control. Once this turn, when the chosen Sabbat vampire performs a successful action, he or she may burn a blood to unlock after resolving that action. Now, if you've been paying any attention to my channel, you know I love to unlock and do multiple actions. I love to do that, okay? And so for the Sabbat, this is a great card. If you're playing any sort of Sabbat clan or just playing Sabbat period, put this into your deck, okay? This is the Freak Drive card that doesn't need an ability. So any Sabbat can use this card, okay? Perform a successful action, pay a blood, unlock. Pretty simple, okay? My favorite deck to use this in is like a Toreador and Antidiluvian. I love it for that, okay? So let's take, for example, how I would set this up, okay? Let's say I've got Melusine d'Anjou, okay? And I've got Guggenheim, alrighty? And I've got those two vampires in play. Now, I love the dance in conjunction with Patronage, because Patronage is a great action card for the Toreador and Antidiluvian. It's a +1 stealth action. You just simply unlock a younger Toreador and Antidiluvian and the acting vampire, okay? So you're going to get to do both. Now, you only get to play one per turn, but that's fine, okay? All right, so let's see how this is all going to come into play. So we're going to start with Mel. During my master phase, I'm going to do a Dance Macabre on Mel, okay? She then, when she gets into the minion phase, she's going to take an action. Her action's going to be, let's say, an entrancement. We go out and we steal an ally. We then use our dance ability. We pay our blood. We unlock. Okay? Then we get Guggenheim. Okay? Let's say we have Guggenheim do a vote. Okay? He does a vote, does a kind resources contested. We do a little damage to our prey. Alrighty? All well and good. Then I have Mel do a patronage, where I can then unlock Guggenheim and then re-unlock Mel, and now I'm ready to do 2 more actions. Okay? Maybe those 2 actions are 2 bleeds. Alrighty? It's a wonderful combination. So I love Dance Macabre in any Sabbat deck. I especially love it, once again, with the Toreador and Antidiluvian, because you can team it up with Patronage, and you're allowing yourself to do multiple actions during the turn. And it's just a wonderful way to play it. I enjoy that very, very much. So give this card a shot. This is a great water dog card. Like I said, I was kind of surprised that I only had seen 10 decks in the TWD database. And to me, there should be at least 50. Because if I'm playing Sabbat, I'm telling you right now, if I'm playing Sabbat, that card's in my deck. All right? Hey, thanks a lot. That wraps it up for master cards that don't cost you any pull. You watched the whole video? Congratulations. Hey, thanks for tuning in to Reading Between the Lines. I'm your host, The Water Dog, and if you like what you've been watching, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Y'all take care.